Good morning, everybody. Double Talk 73 here, your fishing friend. We're going to do a couple of competitions this morning. One on Falcon, which is trout hunter. That one I fish in metric because it's you don't know where you are really. If you catch them in imperial, since it's 1 kilogram, you want to try to get close to, which is 0.222 something pounds. So if you catch something 0.221, you don't know where you are.
Video-Trout 73 is now live. Streaming Fishing Planet, and Falcon Trout Hunter and ST Roy. The size matters. Come on in and have some fun.
That tells it all. That's the two we're going to be doing. So, come and have some fun. We're all set up on the size trout hunter. Let me show you what I'm going to be using here. Make sure it's the right one. Okay. This one I'm going to be using. We use my Jig Winner 270, Bremer 4500, 0.3. Now these are all in metric, remember. 0.3 millimeter fluoro, a 9-gram #1 hook, 1/0. There you go. 1/0 barbless jig, and a 5-centimeter red grub, GRUB grub, and that's what I'm gonna be using. So we'll just have to see how lucky we can get, because that's what it's. We can catch them, maybe. We just have to catch them close to 1 kilogram. We'll just have to see what happens. Well, I appreciate y'all staying with me yesterday. I know I had to cut it short, but like I said, when my granddaughter's here, that's the end. I don't want to get in trouble anymore, whatever. And I had to change my dog house yesterday. I originally had a door in each end, and Nash, the male, went in one end and out the other. And I keep him on a cable out there because he's a digger. He'll dig under a fence and he's gone. So he went in one door and out the other door and got hung and barked and barked and barked and barked. So I went out there and got him out. And my wife said, you need to put one door in it. So instead of putting a door here and a door here, I put a door just in the middle and used that wood and some others that I had to seal up the other two doors. So it really looks better. And then I filled it up with cedar chips. Put 2 bales of cedar chips in there. So Lady, the female, she really likes it. She slept in her last couple nights, so she likes it. And I think Nash will have to get used to it again, because I think it kind of scared him when he got hung up out there and couldn't get loose. He knows to go in one door and out another, but he doesn't know to go back in that door and back out the other one. That's just aminals. Excuse me. I've been playing some of my championship poker this morning. I've done okay. So maybe that'll be a harbinger of what's going to happen with these two competitions. We'll see. The other one we're going to do at St. Croix is the size matters, which is the biggest difference between the trout that you catch. So you want to catch a uni brown and then a small tiger if we're lucky. Let's see what out here. We just want to catch that 1 kilogram fish. We got about 5 minutes. I'm just going to sit back and rest a minute. 6:30 this morning. My dog just keep waking me up at 6:30 in the morning. It's like excuse me, just like an alarm clock right up here. Ba-doo-doo, ba-doo-doo-doo-doo. I like to fish off this bridge, and I like to fish over near the waterfall for the 1 kilogram fish. Those seem to be the two best places. I think 0.028 is the best I did last time. I haven't tried this too many times, 2 or 3 times I think. This will be either my second or my third time. We'll see what happens. So I'm recording this so I can, maybe if it works, I catch something good, I can show somebody else. I don't mind helping other people. That's part of the fun of this game. Like I say, learn a little bit, pass it on. That's the fisherman's way. Oh, Lordy. Oh, I got the yawns this morning. Went to bed at 11 o'clock. Right after Gunsmoke. And I watched, well, right after Gunsmoke, I watched just a few, little bit, like half an inning of the All-Star game. And I said to her, man, I'm not interested in this, really. So I just went on to bed. Let's see, this is on my the fisherman when this one's on, so let's see what we got here. There are 22 people registered here, so I'm going to be in the top 11. Remember, that's my goal, top 50%. It's doable, but not, you know, not outlandish. Just just how lucky you get, you know. How lucky can you get? Let's see what else I got in inventory here. So if I do catch one decent, nope. We'll just stick with that. I think I can put that. Do I have an X series with me? There's an X. It's gotta be barbless. I don't have it with me. Part of being prepared, because the second criteria is not only the closest to 1 kilogram, but then the biggest that you catch. So what I would have done if I'd have thought about it is I'd have brought the other rig for catching trout here as well. The 1/2 ounce X series barbless. Catch a little bit bigger trout with it. Gotta catch the little one first, though, don't you? 'Tis true, 'tis true. Yeah, we got about a minute. Oop, better turn my fan on these lights. I have heard most of my life that LED, ever since they came out, LED doesn't put out a whole lot of heat. They put out some, but this one over here is incandescent. These are LED, these are incandescent, and this is incandescent over here. And they put out some heat. I mean, they put out a lot of heat. Good morning, BC. We're going to try this trout hunter again. I like them lucky. Get lucky. This is 30 minutes. And then we're going to do the Size Matters at St. Croix. It's, I don't know how long it is. I forget. This is 30 minutes. Okay, hold on a minute. Thank you. Come on, get in here. Oh, I gotta do a screen capture. That'd do the same thing, wouldn't it? Yep, that'd do the same thing. Thanks for telling me, buddy. Reckon I threw that in far enough, didn't I? Oh, nope, didn't throw as far as I thought I did. Uh-oh, I'm number 1. Let's quit right now. Okay. Let me shut this down and I'll do that. I don't know why it does that, do you? I can always shut it down, start it back up. I don't shut down the wrong one. Okay, let's go here. Yep, it is, isn't it? Okay. So, do this. That's the one I'm on. There we go. Now we got a camera.
Probably need to set your chroma cam up sometime for the screen capture.
No. I ain't worried about that. Well, I keep forgetting this. This is 61 feet. I forget that's millimeters. I mean meters. Millimeter. Meters. Well, that ain't too cool. I went from 1st to 18th. Here we go. We got us a fish. We got a fish. Oh, looks like a big fish. Oh, that's a big one. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. But it's a fish, ain't it? I'm only off by 0.4. Oh well. Da-da-dee. Da-da-dee. My granddaughter and I played with the multicolored volleyball that my son or my wife bought for her, and one of the dog toys. She liked a little dog's dog toy. It's a bright orange ball with white rings around it. Hercules likes it. Well, she likes it too. And getting closer. So Marita went over at the toy store and just bought her one. So we don't let Hercules play with it, just let her play with it. And she likes it, and she throws it pretty good right-handed. And she likes to kick the soccer ball. She'll get it, reach down to pick it up and give it a kick. That is a little smaller. Better hold the rod down so don't lose that one. Oh, it just got bigger, didn't it? Shame on you. 0.24. Yeah, we're getting closer. Now wait a minute. Oh, 0.24, not 0.024. Okay. Now wait a minute here. This is another one of the competition lasts 2 hours, so you don't ever know where you're going to wind up until it's over. I know I'll be in the top 20. Well, there's 22. 22 fish now. Oh, Hercules. You just slung snot all over me, boy. You did, you did. Oh, Lordy. He doesn't do that too often. But he did it just then for sure. It landed right in the middle of my shirt. and underneath my armpit. My buddy. Oh, my buddy. My buddy and me. My buddy. My buddy. My buddy Hercules. It's like when a baby throws up on you when you're patting it to get the air bubble out of its stomach. That's just part of life. With a big slobbery dog, getting slobber all over is just another part of it. I think this is too big, isn't it? Yeah, this is too big. This might be a big one. Hold my rod down. Get your rod down. Get your rod down. Wow. What we got here? We got us a big one. 1.9. Nice. Okay. Gotta have a small one. Let's try over this side. If the big ones are over there, we want the little one over here, don't we? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. This is not too big. Stay on the hook. Stay on the hook. 0.49. Well, we're on the right side, I believe. Where the smaller ones are. Da da dee 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 da 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 dum dum. Da da dee dee dee. Da da dum dum da dee dee dee. I like to catch a .00 something. Yep, that ain't it, is it? Da da dee 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 dum ba dee dee bum. Dee 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 dee. Dee bum dee 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 bum. 0.99999. That's pretty good. I'm not going to do much better than that. Well, thank you very much, game. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How about that, y'all? I might ought to mark that one.
At this point, you need one right on to do better, LOL.
Oh, me. Get everything covered up over here. I don't know. 1.9. Oh, 3.3. I don't think I can handle a 3.3. 3.3 kilograms? That's a 7-pound. That's probably a brown. It's gotta be a brown. And I don't have a lure or a rig to catch the brown because I don't have a barbless. Let's see what we got here. Alrighty. Bearded Trash Panda. I can actually say that. Thank you for your follow. Welcome to our family-friendly stream. You're more than welcome anytime. Okay. I got any barbless anything besides jig head? Let's see. Got a barbless jig.
Thanks for following.
All I got is that 9 grams, so let's see. Oh, I can do this. Da da dee 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 da da dee. Let's try this one and see if we can catch a brown. Da 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 dee dee bum bum ba dee 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 dee. Brown trout. Da da dee 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 dee. Is that where I want? Is that where I want? Nope. This is where I want. Da 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 ba ba dee dee dee. Da da dee dee dee. Da 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 dee dee dee. Dee 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 dee. Well, if I catch a 7-pounder with this, I'm going to have a fit. Trying to get it in. This is the best I've ever done here at .001. So that's pretty lucky. Da 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 dee dee dee. La da dee dee dee. Da 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 dee dee dum. Dee 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 dee. Da 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 dee 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 dum dee dee dum dum dee. Here we go. What we got here? Oops. We got nothing. That's what we got there. Well, at least you know what to use. Whether you get lucky enough to catch the one small enough to do any good, at least you know the rig to use. And that's half a battle. The other half of the battle is knowing where to fish them. Where to fish them. And going on the right side of that tributary, I guess you'd call it, on the left side of the bridge, that was just wild luck. Purely old wild luck. Now there'll be some people coming here and catch 0, 0, 0. So hopefully that'll keep me in the top 3. I definitely will keep me in the top 20, top 11. There's 22 people fishing it. So it'll definitely keep me in the top 11, I do believe. What we got here? Got that same rock that looks like. I need to move here a little bit, just a little bit. Who we got here? Who we got here? Philippe. Thank you for your follow. Welcome to our family-friendly stream. You're more than welcome anytime. Da, 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 dee, dee, I hope you're having a wonderful day, everybody. I'm having a great day. I woke up above ground. That's it. Well, I'm going to be cremated, so I woke up not looking at the top of the urn. Of course, I'm not going to have an urn either. I'm going to have a mahogany box for a while. And that ain't going to last. Oh, we got it. Come on. There you go. Get bigger. That's it. Get bigger. There's me a brown. Just ain't big enough. Thank you. Da da dee 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 dee. Da da dee dee dee. Da 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 ba ba da bum bum. We have a funeral home here in our area that does what's called direct cremation. This is kind of a sedentary topic, but that's the least expensive way that what's left of you after you pass to be taken care of. There's no embalming, no visitation, none of that stuff. When you pass, they come and get you. They don't glorify you or anything. You just go in the furnace and there you go. And then your remains come in a mahogany box, and I've told everybody I know, my kin folks and everybody, I want a tablespoon or two spread around a ball field up here where I graduated high school, and the rest of it dumped into the Tennessee River, because that way nobody will ever have to worry about what to do with, you know. And I love fishing and I love baseball, my two favorite sports, so I figure I can't do any better than that. Is that snag again? No, it's a fish. Hey, smallmouth. What are you doing over here, Smalley? Let's try a 2-speed. See if we can't even tighten. Nah, they like 3, don't they? Let's try 2 anyhow. Da da dee dee da da dee. Like I said, that's kind of a morbid topic, but hey, if you were born, the fact is you're going to die, pure and simple. It's what you do in between the two that makes life worthwhile or makes the big difference in your life and the life of your family or friends, those around you. Da, da, dee, 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 dee. There's a .003. That's a nice one. Da 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 dee dum dum dee 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 dee. Hey, Jal. Hey. There you go. That's what I say. It's, you know, it's oops. It's not what you do before and after. It's what you do during your lifetime. Can't do too much before, and you really can't do a whole lot after unless you leave some kind of a scholarship or foundation or something like that. And I don't have enough money for that. Now, I tried, like I said, I graduated, or was graduated, I think is the proper way to say that, from Chattanooga Central High School in 1965. And I offered the Alumni Association, I had some extra money then, and I offered them $5,000 to put in a trust fund to be given $250 to the, at the coach's opinion, the best male or female on the softball team athlete each year, to do whatever they want to. It doesn't have to go to school. They can buy clothes with it, buy a new phone, you know, whatever they want to do. $250. And $5,000 if they put it in any kind of trust that'll draw 5% interest. I figured it'd last 20 years at least, minimum 20 years. That was going to be my way of giving back to my school. And I told them I had the money, and you know, when do they want me to give it to them, and blah blah blah. They never got back to me, never said a word. So I waited 2 years and finally contacted the guy that I knew was on the board. I said, look, you know, I offered y'all $5,000, and there we go, 2.2. It's not 3.3 though, is it? And y'all wouldn't do anything with it, so I'm rescinding my offer. Never heard any more. Yeah, so my senior year of high school was about the 6 best years of my life. Supposed to say the 4th grade is the best 4 years of my life, but my senior year in high school was the six best years of my life. Do 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 do. This ain't gonna be big enough either, but it's a fish. That's money, ain't it? It's a cutthroat. It's gonna be hard for me to beat that 999. Well, you never know. Strange things happen in this world. Strange things happen to me a lot. It makes life interesting. Oops, hang up. Hang up, little Susie. Hang on, Sloopy, Sloopy, hang on. Doo-doo, 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 doo. Hang on, Sloopy, Sloopy, hang on. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. Sloopy is a girl who lives in a bad part of town. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. Everybody here tried to put my Sloopy down. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. Sloopy, I don't care what their people say. Do, 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 do. 'Cause you know, Sloopy girl, I'm in love with you. And I sing out, hang on, Sloopy, Sloopy, hang on. Do, 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 do. And I like that old, good old rock and roll. That was a bad cast, wasn't it? Where you could actually understand the words. Amazing full, isn't it? Do 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 do. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many times must a cannonball fly before they're forever banned? Do 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 do. How many times must a white dove sail before they rest in the sand? Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Yeah, I like the folk music too. Oh, there's a nope, got bigger, didn't it? Oops, get your rod down. Get your rod down. Don't lose the fish. It's money. Gotta pay expenses. Pay expenses. Pay expenses. Pay expenses. Da dee 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 da da dee 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 dee. La da 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 dee 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 dee. Da 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 dee. Oop, I got the wrong thing on here, didn't I? Oh well. Let's see what happens. Da dee 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 dee. La da dee dee dee. Da dee 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 dee. Oops. I'm gonna take this off here in just a second, see if I can catch that a smaller one. Put that red grip back on, see if I can catch one here. La 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 la. I'm surprised somebody hadn't caught it .0000 so far. 2 speeds, stop and go, stop and go, stop, stop, stop and go. About halfway and down to the bottom. Somewhere around in there. If we're lucky. Oop, nothing too big, isn't it? Just jerk it out of the water. Huh. Thought it was bigger than that. See, if I change this to Imperial, I'll have no idea. I mean, it'll show me where I rank, but it. So when you're setting up your rigs, some of these lucky ones, like the musky topping, you want to set your rigs up according to metric, because there again, there's just a little bit of difference in metric and imperial because of the decimal points conversion. So you want to get as close to their, what is it, 13 pounds, which is, or 13 kilograms, whatever it is, 26 point something pounds. So you want to have a 13 kilogram setup so that you know, or if you catch that 13 kilogram fish, you'll know where you stand, or 14 or 15 or whatever. If we go under the edge of that milfold there. See, 9 grams is about what, a third of an ounce, quarter of an ounce. No, it's not a quarter. So it's smaller than a quarter. Because an ounce is 31.1 grams. 9 grams is, what we got here? 0.442, thank you. There's 31.1, or 9 divided by 31.1, 0.28 ounces or something like that. Excuse me, 0.38 maybe. Because 3 times 9, 27, 3 1/3. We're catching fish. Hey, thank you, Trophy. Trophy Rainbow. Why don't I go back over there on the log where the big one was on the side, huh? Y'all don't forget, Friday we're going to have another giveaway. We'll give away 30 days of premium. And I've got to get Eliotto, I think, been a friend long enough now on Steam that I can send him a gift card. Oh, here we go. This is a little bit bigger. Are you a brown or are you just a Trophy Rainbow? La 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 dee 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 dee. Ooh, don't want to come in. Might be bigger than 2.9. Or it might be smaller. I don't know. 2.0. It's a rainbow. Da 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 dee 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 dee. I'll tell you what, let's go over here and try. Along the wall. Along the wall, along the wall. Do 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 do. Last time I did this, the best I could do was 0.028. I think that was the only other time I tried that. I think one time I tried it, and the best I could do was somewhere over a pound. Live and learn. I learned. I told y'all about reading a little pamphlet that I bought, How to Be a YouTube Millionaire. Yeah, right. Hey, you read things like that. If you pick up one little tip that it can help you a little along the way. Like I say, I'm not trying. I don't make any. I'm not monetized on YouTube. Not trying to make money, but something to help me get my videos out there to a little more people, so it can help people. Because that's mainly what I like to do with my videos. Anyhow, all my life you learn something, and after you learn something, you learned it, L-E-A-R-N-E-D, in the past. And several places through the book, the person who wrote the book says, now that you've learnt, L-E-A-R-N-T, what to do, put it to use. And I thought, wow, if somebody's not smart enough to know how to use the language properly, why would I want to pay attention to what they try to teach you? So then I asked my wife, because she was a school teacher, and she said, well, you are correct, that it is learned. And I said, well, that's what I thought. So we looked it up on the old interweb, and come to find out, learnt is a European way of saying learned. They say learnt instead of learned, which is interesting. Learned something. I learned something. Now that I learned it, I can spread it on. Learnt. Yeah, I forgot what I'm doing here. I'm trying to catch a bigger one, aren't I? I ain't got but 52 seconds. If I hooked a big one, I couldn't get it in now, could I? Let's try. Come on, get in here. Get over here by the bridge, see if I catch it. That's a shorter cast. <sighs> 30 seconds. Come on, fish. I did this once in the on a custom comp in Alaska, and I caught a 69-pound Chinook salmon and raised it up out of the water with like 2 seconds to go. Won the competition, but it was just pure Diola. Well, that's it. At least we're going to leave in first place. Da, 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 dee, dee, dee. Well, we'll see what happens. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, I made money. I paid my expenses, didn't I? Okay. That's for that one. Now, leave us go to St. Croix. We should be this one right here. Da da dee 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 da 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 dee. Let me get my old mug out of the way where you can see what I'm using. Da da dee 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 da da dee 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 da 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 dee. See, this video will cover 2 comps. That's pretty good, huh? Beep dee 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 da da dee 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 da da dee dee dee. Okay. Here's what I'm going to use for here. This is what I'm going to use trying to catch the tiger trout. I'm going to use my Phoenix. You see we're back in pounds. So my Phoenix 1410. Griffin Spawn 10,000. We've been casting a long ways, and when we catch a fish, we want to get them in. And 0.016 fluoro. X series pear-shaped float. Now this is an extra heavy float. You get this by catching 20 pike in a row here at St. Croix, and this one will also oh, where am I supposed to be? Maximum? I think it's maximum. There we go. 0.016 fluoro. Okay, number 6 hook at mayflies. Yeah. Thank you, buddy. But anyhow, this one you win by catching 20 pike in a row over here at Pike Alley, or anywhere here at St. Croix. Now this one, the durability, this one will decrease, and when it gets down to 0 and gone, you can't repair it. So remember to keep that in mind. But that's, you want to use it sparingly. Then here's what I'm going to try to use for the brown. My Thetis 8'2", the Kraken 8000, 0.008 braid, a 0.025 fluorocarbon leader, my X series barbless spinner, 1/2 ounce, and a red and yellow tail, 2-inch. Now, the strange thing about this is you have to be careful where you set your drag. I lost the lure, and BC told me that with this weird setup, you only use 5 clicks on the drag, so that's what you want to do. So we're going to see if we can catch this a decent, a uni trout, brown trout. Well, maybe get lucky. We'd like one around 13 pounds. Let's put some glasses on. If I got any glasses, yeah. Yeah, around 13 pounds we'd like. That don't make it happen, does it? There's a boat. There's the buoy. And it's a max. See, I got 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Because if you don't, you're going to pop that leader and it's gone. I don't need that, do I? No. And it's 1 speed from halfway, stop and go. We got it, yeah. The tiger trout, getting a small tiger trout's not the easiest, not the hardest part, but it's not the easiest part either. Oops. Now see, I can't put my drag up any higher. If I do, it'll pop it. That's a decent fish. It's coming in pretty well. It's starting to fight a little bit. I don't want to catch a uni right now unless it's a big uni. See, there's a 13.3 and a 13.33, 13.3. So they've caught a 1.3 pound tiger. So if I catch a uni now, that's not 13 pounds. Oh, thank you. I want it to fight harder. I didn't look to see how many people's in this. I don't think it'll tell you. Maybe. One of these days I'll learn stuff. You reckon, BC? Maybe yes, maybe no. Time will tell. Da da dee 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 da 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 dee dee dee. Da 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 dee 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 dee. Hey, Acid. I am. Thank you very much. And you as well. Yeah. 5 years this November. You would think that I would learn something. Well, see, I cheated, except for the setting up the rig for the tiger. I made a template. That's cheating, isn't it? Put it here. See, this old boy didn't come out for me. He's a cabbage patch yesterday. I was born under a cabbage leaf. I think the stork dropped me somewhere. He's going by. Just opened up and shoo, without a parachute. That looks like a smallmouth. Without a parachute, I hit the ground bouncing. I was a bouncing baby boy. Well, let's go up here now. Da da dee 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 da 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 dee dee dee. These brown trout are maximum cast out there, and they're in an arc, which you don't really realize. So you get like 6 or 7 marks out there, what to aim at, and they're just in an arc, all the way starting up about where I'm at now, past the boat and down a good ways past that channel marker buoy. Then there's a few odd ones down at the far end to the right. If we don't catch a big one for too long, I won't have a chance to catch that second one. Da da dee 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 dee. Because the tournament lasts 2 hours. So you got to catch the biggest one within, I think I done passed it 5 minutes. 5 times 20. I still got a few minutes. Yeah. Oh well. Got to get one first, huh? Da dee 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 dee. Da da dee 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 dee. Da da dee dee da dum dum da dee 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 dee. Just another brown. I don't think that's eating. Nope, it's not fighting. Ba dee dee dum 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 dee dee dum dum dum. Da dee 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 dee. See, we're in the right place. This ain't caught the right fish yet. Come on, 13-pounder. Huh. Oh. Okay. Over to the right side of the marker buoy, or headed aiming towards the big tree. Well, where there's a trophy, there's got to be a uni. Uni. Just gotta coax them into taking my lure. We're catching fish. That's better than coming in here and not catching fish, isn't it? That's not big enough. No fight. It's the right kind of fish, though. Da 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 dee dee dee, da da dee 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 dee. Now the tiger fishing is my kind of fishing. Though it's float fishing. I like float fishing. Da 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 dee dee dum pa dee dee. Come on, come on. Nope, no fight. Come on, we need one that fights. I need a trout that fights, not a bass that fights. I don't have as many markers on here as I do on the Fisherman, or I could show you the arc. It's just, like I say, when you put all the markers out there, it's just amazing how they just line up in a just pretty rainbow. So when you come here to fish, you don't really have to have marks. You know it's a max cast, and it's in that arc. Just got to get lucky enough to get that big one on. Might have to go try to catch little in here in a minute. If I don't catch a big in here for too long, then come back and try the rest of the time for a big one. This is when I'll catch the little and won't catch a big one. Sound like Alaska, don't it? Well, I caught me a .303, I believe it was, smallie in Alaska. Here we go. That is putting up a little fight. But the biggest Chinook I could catch was 66 pounds. And that was back here where you had me go to the far left the other day, BC. I caught a 60-pounder down off the island, and then went back here, way back in the back, and caught a 66-pounder with the X-Series single spoon, that yellow one. Thought it was bigger. Okay. When I get this in, I will. Real quick. That is funny, you do realize, right? Okay. What a smallmouths are like this morning, aren't they?
Sometimes it only takes me one cast to get a 1.2-pound small one. LOL.
I don't know if it'd be any good to zoom out there or not. I can see it, kinda. How about some dings? We need a ding or two, don't we? There's a ding. There's a fish. Oh, that ain't too big. I think. Oh, this is a light rig. It's coming in fast enough, isn't it? 2.3. Thank you. It is the right fish. At least it was the right fish. Oh, here we go again. That a little smaller. I think, maybe. That was fast, wasn't it? Brook trout. Does that count? Yep. We'll take that. Now let's go catch a big one. Maybe. Now we need that 13-pounder, don't we? Or 12. We'll take a 12. I'm not greedy. That's the smallest one I caught over there. Interesting, interesting. Nice suggestion, BC. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I can spend the rest of the time trying to catch a big one. But it was fun playing ball with my granddaughter yesterday. She's getting kind of vociferous. She definitely got a mind of her own. She was walking around a lot. She got tired. She walked around a lot. Come on, big uni. I have a question. No, that don't work. I was going to say, if you catch a uni, it's like a 10-pounder. If you release it, does that reset the uni so you still catch one, or is it considered caught once you raise it out of the water and you can't release it? Just curious. Got to catch one first, don't I? Oops, weather changed. Good morning, Waka. I've never brought that question up before. It's just something to ask. Thank you for the answer. See, we learn all kinds of stuff on here. Learn all kinds of stuff. Hey, come on, fight. Fight. Trophy maybe. I hope it's a trophy. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Fight, 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 fight. It just got to be a uni. Now, how big? Keep on fighting. That's the way we want to see it. Get my rod down so I don't lose it. 12-pound. Come on, 12-pounder, 13-pounder. Come on. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. Because if this is the bigger uni, this is the end of my competition. It's really the best I can do. I don't think I can get one smaller than 1.3. Ooh, this is fighting good. Come on. Keep it up. See, the main thing we learn on here is where and how. That's what we'll try next. And if this is, ooh, this is a nice one. Come on, big fish. Come on in. This is my 13-pounder, I believe, the way it's fighting. Should I walk? Let's walk. Let's walk. There we go. How big are you? Here we go. A new personal best. And all it brought me to was 7th place. Because I'm 0.6 of a pound short. 12.7. Well, that ought to keep me in the ballpark for. Let's see how many's in there. 50. That ought to keep me in the top 25. Well, now we can just have some fun. Maybe. Yeah. Well, this only. Is this the second time? I think this is the second time I've tried it. The other time I didn't do good at all. But I made the top 50%. That's all I can ask. I got a, if I remember right, I got a 13-pound uni or 12-something uni. I forget which platform it was on, but then I couldn't catch a small at all. We fished for a long time, didn't catch nothing small. It's 1.36. If I catch one 1/10 small, so I'm gonna drop to 8. Okay. That had a nibble as soon as it hit the water. Before the bait could have got down to that little hook and that mayfly. It'd take forever to get down there. Or it should. In real life it would. Hey, I caught my uni, a 12-pounder, which was a new PB. I can't complain about that. And 1.3 is the smallest one I've caught here so far, so can't complain about that either. I'll probably wind up about 18th, 17th, 18th. Come on. There we go. Like I say, I can show you where and with what, but you still got to catch them, same as me. 1.32. The other one, 1.33, wasn't it? I don't remember. Yep, 1.32. Really? Well, that'd be awesome. Really lucky. If I use a lot smaller hook, would that help, do you think? Like a 10? I don't know. Worth a try, isn't it? We got time. Let's see if I can catch one here now, and then I'll try a tiny hook and see if it. I've always heard all my life in real life, big hook, big fish. Big hook, big bait, big fish. So it seemed like the converse would more than likely be so, wouldn't you think? But then sometimes in this game, it don't work that way. Ones and zeros. That's what it's all about. Ones and zeros. Or zeros and ones. I remember when I first got my TI 99 4A. I think it was 994A, or maybe it was 99A. Anyhow, my first computer, and trying to learn DOS coming in. Woo. I was 30-some years old. And return was the coolest. So you could put it in a loop to type, do the same thing over and over and over. I remember that. Let's try a tiny, see if I got one. See what the smallest hook I got is. Da 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 dee 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 da da dee dee dee. In the backer pack. Oh, this one I got to be careful because it'll scroll up and down and everything else. Every which way, sideways. I can get a hold of it. Here we go. Nope. Got an 8. Got an 8. Let's see what I can buy. Do I want a barbless? It has to be barbless, doesn't it? Ain't nothing there. Nope, just has to be a hook. Okay. Number 4 is the smallest here, isn't it? Well, they don't do me no good, so let's try that 8, I guess. That's all I got. Da da dee 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 dee. You never can tell. You never can tell. Let's move a little closer to the corner. Different angle on the dangle. What do you say? What do you say? You just zoom like, yeah, this zooms like steam. Come on, little fish. Little fish, little fish. It's like when you fish for blackfish in Alaska. Come on, little fish. Come on, little fish. Use a 10-aught hook, or a 10 hook there. I'd like to be able to use a slim bobber here, but for the sensitivity, but you can't cast it out there far enough. Did the weather change your mind, little fish? guess this competition ends at 8 o'clock. Yeah, 8 p.m. Da da dee 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 dee. Oh, they're not liking that hook, are they? Of course, they quit liking that 6 too. Also, as well. Dee 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 dee. They ain't liking this at all. We're not even giving it a hit. So put the 6 back on, I guess. I like to have a hit, a ding every once in a while. Give you a little bit of excitement there. Oh, something I have noticed too, when the durability of that sinker starts going down, you can't cast it as far either. See there? The size of the hook does matter. Interesting. Very interesting. This is a bigger fish, but it's still interesting. Trophy time. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I couldn't believe he slung snot. It's already dried. But it was all across. You couldn't see it because it was almost clear. It was all across here and around under my arm. Hope we didn't sling it anywhere else on the other side. I gotta love him. I sure do. Can you love an animal or just like it a lot? Which is it? You can love your kids, love your wife, love your mama, love your daddy, love your brother, love your sister. Can you love an animal? Oh, when I was showing everybody what I was fishing with. Thank you, buddy. That's what I'm saying. I can't get up high enough. Anyhow, it's just below the middle of my chest, almost right at the sternum, where that slobber got slung. Just a little below here. The big old wad. He was up. There's a littler one. Come on. No, got bigger. Yeah, he'd been eating something. 1.7. Well, that's smaller than the one I caught last time fishing here when we were in the fisherman. See, that guy that's in 5th place caught the 1.2. 1.245. 1.245. Papa doo 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 doo. I catch you. Whoa, that was cool. I got a bunch of firewood where we split up that sycamore tree stacked along my fence out in the back. I'm trying to decide whether I want to just burn it in a burn barrel or save it. The problem is the back of the fence is down by a ditch, and sooner or later the mice are going to find it, and the rats maybe, but then the snakes will find them. So go down there. If you want to burn some wood, you go down there, you got to be careful that you don't. The main snake that we have around here, besides the old my brain just went dead, copperhead. Besides the copperheads, of course you know they're poisonous, is the eastern banded snake. It looks like a garter snake, but it's got two green bands down the side. The rest of it's mainly black. It's called the eastern banded snake, and they're pretty prolific around here. They're aggressive, but they're not poisonous. And you reach down and get a piece of wood, and they strike at you, can scare the living daylights out of you. If they bite, it can hurt, but that's it. Well, I don't know what's going to happen in 49 seconds, but looks like where we is where we is. But anyhow, like I said, I can show you where and how. I just can't show you how to catch them. Sometimes. Boo doo 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 doo. But it's 11 o'clock. Oh, oh, come on, come on, come on. Nope, that's not a 102. We got time to get it in though. Come on, it's going to start counting down. Counting down. 1-4. Thank you very much. What can I say? Stick a fork in me. Caught 16 fish. Did not make expenses though, did we? I ain't figured this out yet. This happens every time you close up a competition. Now, what does this mean? Weird. Weird, weird, weird. What kind of rigs do I got here with me? I hear him out front. I got that one. We don't need that one. I can't get rid of it. Got that one. That's a trout rig too. Okazuna. Well, let me make sure that I got these templates set up. I think I do. So y'all know I have a 5-minute brain. Okay, size matters, tiger St. Croix, brown trout St. Croix. Now there you go. That's the way to do it. See what I mean? Can't get much easier than that, can it? I don't have to remember. There it is. I like doing that. Okay. Where do y'all want to go? Or what do you want to fish in? You play some poker? Hey, Hart. Hello, hello, hello. I want to tell y'all something. Ace knows how to do that topwater rodeo. 980 points, isn't that what it was? Wow, that is a lot. Congratulations. That is a lot. Like I said, in a whisper, the most I've ever did was 720 or 740, 760, something like that. And I came in 4th. And just a little over 800 is what I've seen most of the time. But 960 or 980. Awesome. Just totally awesome. We could go catch some that's thetas. Okay, got a jig. Yeah, there'd be a jig winner. We could go catch some. Let's go catch some walleye. You want to? Da da be dee 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 dee. Wish my mouse was more visible. Why is it white against that white?
Smart 1976. Said 950.
See, 5-minute brain, but I come real close, didn't I? That's still totally awesome. So way to go, way to go. My compliments. Oops. Oh, I did what I did. I didn't want to do that. There we go. Dum dum dee 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 dum dum. Escape. I don't want to get in anybody's way. Everybody's sitting up there with rod holders. Man, I tell you, when I first started playing this game and I learned how to catch some fish, and people come right up behind you and start fishing, I mean, it used to irritate me. Now I know better. And they stick the rod right in your back or stick it through you, and well, I like this. I can actually see where it's going. Oh, I threw that way too far. Got to remember, about 175 feet, yeah. Which is not full maximum cast. There we go. We'll start there. La la ba la dee 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 doo. 3-speed, stop and go. And I like fishing at night because I can go from night to night to night to night to night and not have to use bait coins. That's what you call stingy. The best I've ever done here was I caught 23 in a row. Successful strikes before I got that ghost hit. This is a nice fish. It's a 4-pounder, I think. Are you? Nope, 3/4. But thank you very much. Thank you very much. See what that is. Ah, pretty close. Anyhow, there's a competition. You catch 5 in a row, 10 in a row, and then 20 in a row, then 30 in a row. 23 is the best I've ever done on any lake. So that's probably a challenge that I probably will have a lot of trouble completing. Da da dee dee dee, da da dee dee dee, da 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 dee dee dee. Do y'all know where to catch sauger here? And how to catch them? The sauger, the uni saugers, are pretty good sized fish. Do, 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 do. Da, da, dee, 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 dum, dum, dee, dee. I like fishing here. This is just relax, easy going, have fun fishing. Ah, there's that 4-pounder. Thank you very much. Ba-ba-doo-doo-doo. And for lower level people, this is a great place once you get here with that jig winner rig and that 1/4 ounce Armalite. It's purple to me, but Armalite, if you can buy the barbless, you get more XP with it. And it's a good place to stay, really. And you just keep farming the walleye until you get about level 30 and then move up. Then you want to go to St. Croix and catch catfish and pike until you get to, is it 34 for San Joaquin? I think it is. Yeah, 34. And then you go there and you farm sturgeon.
Smart 1976 said, always good if you can get the barbless.
Yep. More XP. Exponential. Y'all see where I'm aiming? See that tree right in there? Right in there is where I'm aiming. Somewhere in that neighborhood. That's a good neighborhood. That's a pretty tree in the daytime. That's a definitely fall foliage tree. But I appreciate y'all spending your time with me. I try to make it interesting, entertaining, knowledgeable, knowledgeable. And catch fish at the same time. The entertaining part is my singing, which you may or may not like. Oh, cast that one too far. Got over eager. Not too bad. Well, having a good breakfast this morning. I had my heart healthy Cheerios. So with the extra milk I had, I broke up 2 slices of cinnamon swirl bread, not toast, just bread, untoasted, and put it down in the milk and let it soak up real good. That was my, for want of a better terminology, dessert with breakfast. I remember when I was a kid, I'm talking about 3, 4, 5 years old. I guess 4 years old, because before my mom remarried. We didn't have a lot of money. She was a waitress. And we didn't have a lot of money. And a lot of times that's what I ate breakfast. We had, milk was cheap and bread was cheap. So I'd have milk and bread. Didn't have a toaster. Didn't even know what a toaster was. It is. Very good guess. Very good guess. See, I liked Emerald Lake during the St. Patty event when the water was green. Then it was really emerald. Oh, okay. Da-da-dee-dee-dee. Mud River, Mud Driver. The pronunciation of some of the words. The bass is always bass on here, that speech chat. Ah, threw it too far again. Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever tried that one. Wouldn't know what to do anyhow. Research. That's what I do, is research. Research. Okay. You know, I think that I have had an impact on a lot of people that have started fishing multiple platforms. Okay. Because a lot of people, you just fish on Steam. And I did too, beginning. And then somebody told me that Win 10 was free. Oh, see, there was a ghost hit. So that means I'm back to 0. And
1976. Set. 4/0. Large upset at 19 inches depth. Slide under 1978. Set. 20-4/0 booking 9850 with bed or LG update.
okay. Thank y'all.
Slide under 1978. Set. Really easy to catch catfish.
Interesting. Ain't nothing easy in this game. Y'all know that by now. But anyhow, there's a lot of people that used to just fish just fishing planet on Steam.
1976. Set. 40 feet out from bank.
Which bank? There's a lot of bank there. There's a bank from the boat, a bank on the opposite side. There's down the river, up the river. Don't give away everything.
Slide under 1978.
The right bank.
Bank.
That's funny.
S Hart 1976. Set. Both sides.
Uh-huh.
1976.
Uh-huh.
Set. Had to say
The right side instead of correct side. Yeah, that's funny. Hey, I can be anybody's straight guy. Believe me.
S Hart 1976. Set. I swap back and forth after catching trophy.
Let's see, 40 feet out will put you in that. There's a deep channel runs kind of down the middle of that river. So 40 feet out must put you either right on the edge of it or in the channel.
Set. E2Ace. S Hart 1976. Set. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, that's 27 minutes away. I could probably set up and try it. Got nothing to lose but time, do I? What is a 30-minute comp? Because I have to go run an errand this afternoon. But it's not a specific time involved. We'll take a look at it here in just a second. I done forgot what platform I'm fishing on right now. I think it's Win 10. Da da dee dee dee. Now the rig.
Under 1978. Set. Yet 30 minutes.
Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, I'm on Win 10 here. Let's take a look at it. Da da dee, cheesy cat. There it is. At my driver. At my driver. Oh me. Float fishing, rod stand, project cat. A max total weight of catfish caught during the competition. You don't have to keep the fish to keep your scores. So secondary, the single biggest catfish. Entry fee $2. I can afford that. Let's do that. Why not? Can't dance. Da da dee dee dum dum da dee dee dum dum dee. Y'all taught me into it. Now I'm going to probably use a Brutus rig's what I'd like to use. Have to get rid of something. Sure, I got a Brutus on here. Da, da, dee, da, dee, dee, da, da, da. I think this one right there. Nope.
S Hart 1976.
That's what you call overkill there. Da da dee dee dee. Well, let's see. Let's just rig one up, I guess.
Just pass it 70. Said. They had a smart 1976.
Da da dee dee dee. Don't tell me I don't have any. Huh. Interesting. Da da dee dee dee. There it is. No, this is Zeus. It's not. It's not. There it is. There's the Brutus. Da da dee dee dee. And I think I need a spinning reel.
Smart 1976. Said. Hey, acid.
Da da dee dee dee. I think it's 4,500. I thought. There's a 47 Griffin Spot. $47.
Smart 1976. Said. Send you 2 markers DB.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. As always. These are getting too big. 35, 32. I don't remember what I set this up with, to tell you all the truth. I thought it was Thunderspin. It is. Thunderspin 4,500. There we go. 35. I have to put a marker on that too, on a template. And probably use fluoro line. Higher bite rate. Da, da, dee, dee, dee. 40 pound. There's 35 pound fluoro. Or there was. There it is. Da, da, dee, dee, dee. Okay, let's go back up. I think you said a 4-aught hook. Yep, 4-aught hook. See, I learn. I listen, y'all. When y'all suggest, I listen. Believe me. I thought I got one. Da da dee dee dee. Ah, there they are. And medium cut bait. There's large. I know better by now. Medium cut bait. I got 349 of them. Here we go. Here we go. I think I joined it, didn't I? Yeah, there we go. This one I have never tried, so can't say never no more, can I? We got 30 minutes. What can we do for 30 minutes? Let's stay here and fish some walleye. Oh, I done left, didn't I? There we go. Let's go back. It's cheap. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Don't practice. Every time I practice, I do terrible or I do good. If I do good in practice, I do lousy in the competition. If I do lousy in practice, I do lousy in the competition. I can't lose for winning. Ah, Lordy. Yeah, 9 o'clock. By the way, I don't know if y'all saw my video or not, but when we were catching those historic walleye, they were over here, which I never caught any kind of walleye over there before, but that's where they were. Very interesting, very interesting. You can catch a lot of pike here, or excuse me, a lot of walleye here with leeches, I believe it is, isn't it? I think that's what it is. I think if that marker is out in front of me. We'll look at it here in just a second. Oh, my knee bones. Oh, my knee bones. Oh, my knee bones. See, I'm taking an antibiotic because of that hole they put in my back to get that cyst out. And I can't take any of my other medicine, my probiotic, vitamin C, and glucosamine chondroitin. I'm not supposed to take any of those. Wow! Now that is a big trophy. That's cool. So my knees start popping again. But that's okay. That means you know, that's what people say. They hate pain. Pain means you're alive. I had a preacher once was talking about parents hollering at their kids, "Shut up! Shut up! You're making too much noise! Shut up!" Said that noise is life. Silence is death. As long as their children are screaming and raising and having fun, that means everybody's alive and everything is good. Definitely don't want children to silence. I think one of the worst things in the world could ever happen to anybody is to lose a child. I almost did once. And every time I think about it, it brings tears to my eyes because it was so close. My oldest son got run over by a school bus. The rear wheels run right up over his chest. If it had been 4 or 5 inches further up his chest, it would have crushed his head like a grape. But it run right up over his chest right here. And it left tire marks. I don't know why I zoomed. Tire marks on the black tire mark bruises on his chest. He lived, but it sure did change his life, his whole life after that. Crushed his right hip, literally. I mean, it was just shattered. He had an impact wound on his right buttock, almost the size of a football, where it spun him out from underneath the back of the bus. Wasn't good. Wasn't good at all. Had one of those hard in the throat moments while he was in ICU. I'd heard all my life that, not all my life, but a lot of times from different people, stories of people that they got a phone call from somebody and that somebody had already passed. Well, I was down in the ICU waiting room for my opportunity to go up and see him one day. He'd been in there a couple of weeks, and they wouldn't let me go up. They said he was having a bad day. Everybody else had already left to go up to see their loved ones, and I was sitting there by myself, and the phone rang. So I go over and answer the phone, and my son says, "Hello, Dad, how's it going?" My heart jumped up in my throat. I'm telling you, I couldn't talk. It scared me to death. Well, I just found out that his blood pressure was doing one of these, roller coastering, and that's why they wouldn't let me go up. But he was okay. But it scared me to living death. Hey, Den. Did you get my whisper, Den? Yep, I see a whisper up here. Okay. I haven't looked to see what that is. I'll look in just a second. Yes. Yes, it was.
Send. I just replied.
Okay.
Smiley face.
Thank you, buddy. Let's see what this is. Is this a bottom walleye? Okay, that's got to be with leeches. Leeches and a 2/0 hook, I believe, if I remember right. I'm not going to worry about it. I think that's one of Steppo's marks. But you're right. The good Lord was with him. Just like he's been with me, with my heart. Like I said, I should have died. Let's see, when did I have my ablation? Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. 2010, 11/22/2010. 4 days before my wife's birthday, 2010, I had an ablation, which they went in and sliced the muscle inside my heart to slow down the fibrillation, AFib, because the top half of my heart was beating 320, 360 times a minute, and the bottom half was beating 80 times a minute, which should have thrown a bunch of clots, but the Lord was with me. It didn't, and I'm still alive today. And then 6 years ago, I had a quadruple bypass, and I shouldn't have made it through that either, but the Lord was with me. Maybe he kept me alive so I could be on here to talk to y'all. Who knows? I know I've got to send an email to a friend of mine in England, East Essex, and see how they're doing in the heat. At 104 degrees yesterday in London. Now that's not heat factor, that's temperature. So that means with a heat factor, it's probably close to 100, as much humidity as they have there, it's probably close to 115. Or seem like 115. That's hot, y'all. That's hot. I was in Las Vegas one 4th of July. Went out there to sponsor a guy in a bowling tournament. He threw me in the river. That's another story. But anyhow, it got up to 115 3 or 4 days in a row. That was the 4th of July that somebody set off fireworks in a residential area, and they burnt 50 square blocks of houses.
Yesterday it was 107 Fahrenheit here. Melvin.
Wow. We haven't got 100 here yet this year that I remember. I think 98's the warmest it's got here, but with the heat factor, because of humidity, I think it said it felt like it was 106. I know I have my dogs in. Nash got a bad habit of, if I leave him in his, we have those carrier-like things for dogs down in the basement. I put him in when I bring him in. And so he won't piddle. He's a marker. He's a championship marker. So he mark on everything in the basement. I don't put him in there. But he piddles all in there really, really bad. And I think I left him in there like 3 or 4 hours that day, and he walked out. The whole inside of that little cage compartment or whatever was just soaked. I've got a piece of a rug in there for him to lay on. I think he stood up the whole time. Poor fella. But I didn't want him, and he's black, so I didn't want him outside in that heat. Could have killed him. And lady, she comes in, there's a towel laying over on one side of the garage. She go lay on that towel, she'll be there 12, 14 hours. I don't care. Then in the morning, if it's raining or storming or whatever of an evening, I'll let him in. And I have to let him back out. He'll go crawl underneath the bus, and hopefully he'll get in the doghouse now, the new one. But she'll lay in there on that towel. She'll lay all night long. And get up, you'd think she'd need to go to the bathroom first thing in the morning, but she doesn't. She was waiting right outside the back door till I give them their feed. Oops, cast that one too far too, didn't I? Okay, we got 19 minutes. We'll catch a few more here. Oops, too far out. We'll catch a few more here. Then we'll go to Mud Driver. I'm gonna have to call that from now on, Mud Driver. That was hilarious. Not your typing, but the speech chat's vocalization of Mud River. Do, 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 do. You know, I don't know any catfish songs. I know the boll weevil song, but I don't know any catfish song. There ain't too many fishing songs either, now that I think about it. Might have to write some catfish song. You do know that there's a catfish tournament trail just like a Bassmasters here in the South, which I think is pretty cool because a lot of people fish for catfish. I'm one of them when I used to fish a lot. One of my older grandsons likes to fish for catfish out of a kayak in the river. I'm still looking for him a boat that's worth buying. I've just about decided to buy him a round boat. I ain't talked myself out of it yet. Ain't really talked myself into it yet either. They work on a trolling motor, so if you put a 50-pound thrust trolling motor, he ought to be able to go anywhere in the river he wants, that ain't a problem.
Smart 1976 said, I love some catfish. Best eating freshwater fish.
We have a place down here on the side of the river. It's called the Catfish House, the side of the Tennessee River, and it's on 41 Highway, which is, you know, it's just at some places it's like 100 feet from the river, but here where this restaurant is, it's like maybe 200, 300 feet from the river, and they catch the catfish there right off the. They build them a deck right out on the river. And they catch the catfish right out the back of that restaurant and cook it for you. That's fresh. Well, I wanted to catch one.
Smart 1976 said, nice.
It is, and my wife likes catfish. My buddy Larry Higdon, he'd rather eat catfish than steak when he was alive. This is another nice, don't get small again. We'll catch this and then we'll go to Mud Driver. Make sure I set up. Now what happened to my rig? Huh? Thought I put the bait on there. I guess I didn't. What's missing? Oh, a bobber. Okay. Let's put that one on there. I like X series. There we go. Now we're ready. Da da dee 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 da dum da da dee 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 dum. Ba ba da ba dum bum 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 ba dee 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 dee. My buddy Larry and I, we used to like to play ping pong. He put a ping pong table in his garage, and we go out there and we just beat that ball half to death. See, I'm blinder than a bat almost, but I have really, really good eye-hand coordination. So, and he had eyes like an eagle. Uh-oh. What we got here? There's Ace. Let's see, Ace. Trophy channel. Cool. Trophy channel. Mud Driver. Oh, some more. Good Lord, how many marks we got here? Acid sent a brown trout mark. I want to claim it. What we got here now? San Joaquin. This is from Just Acid. Huh. St. Croix, I said St. Joaquin didn't. 12-4. Same thing. Unique brown trout. Congo from Jow. 412 pounds. Nice fish. Nice fish. What happened here? My phone turned itself on. Okay, we'll close. I haven't been to Congo in a while. So let's see where they are. I gotta go fishing, don't I? Gone fishing. Gone fishing. Da 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 dee. Da 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 dee dee. Da da dee dee dee. Da 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 dee. Yep, that's in the channel. That's it. Da da dee dee. So let's put 4/0 90 inch leader. Da da dee dee. That's a large cut bait. Did I bring any large? Well, I think I got large, don't I? Da da dee dee. Dum pa dee dee dum. Oop, pickerel. Pickerel. That large cut bait again. Da dee dee. Da dee 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 dee. Da da dee dee, da da dee dee dee. Come on. There we go. Da da dee dee dee. That's probably the only 2 catfish marks gonna be here. What is this? Pickerel. Which one? Lips. Rowdies. That's it. We've got down here another rowdy. Pickerel. Pickerel. That's it. That's all I got on here. Ain't got a whole lot, do I? So I need to get my large cut on there, don't I? Da dee dee, da dee dee dee. Here we go. Good thing I come early, wasn't it? We got 11 minutes. Man, I want to fish, but I don't want to. You know what I mean? Da dee dee dee, da dee dee dee. What we got here? We got a spinner with us. A little spinner. Da dee dee dee. Let me get out of this room. There's Ace. Hello, Ace.
Just Acid 17 said, I have some I can send you.
Hey, you know me. Any port in a storm, friend. There's on wind 10. Da dee dee dee. Da dee dee dee. Da dee 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 dee. A 5-pounder, 2 5-pounders, almost 6-pounders. Da dee dee dee. You need a shave, Ace. Da 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 dee. Da da dee dee dee. Da 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 dee dee dee. Da da dee dee dee. Da da dee dee. Da da dee dee dee. I had a custom competition I set up one time for early on when I was just starting to stream, and it was just a private competition, so it was just my followers, all 5 of them. and we came here and I set it up, but I did not say you could not use rod stands, and it was total weight, and one of the guys used a rod stand, just beat everybody like a drum. It was funny. I mean, he caught like 30 or 40 pounds of fish. The next person caught 7 or 8, maybe 10. I said, what in the world did you do? I was using 4 rods. You weren't supposed to use a rod stand. Well, it didn't say that. Well, you're right, it didn't say that. And whoever won was going to get a DLC, so he got a DLC. Da da dee dee dee, da da dee dee dee. Oh, it was coming after it, wasn't it? Pulled it out of its mouth. Shame on me. I think there's a guy on here that his name is Lip Ripper. That's me with crappie. I set the hook too hard. Well, thank you, Acid. Thank you very much. Do 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 do. Da da dee do do. Do 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 do. I think I can do it that way, can't I? Yep, here we go. Dead lamprey. I don't think I got any of them with me. It's definitely different, isn't it? Da-da-dee-dee. Large cut. Da-da-dee-dee-dee. Da-da-da-da-dee-dee-dee. Edrefin. Here it is. It's a large cut one. There it is. That's all the way down at the end.
I'm going to try this competition after 3 years again, Ellie Bound.
Good. Come on in. Come on in, baby. Take your shoes off. Come on in. Who we got over here now? Oh, everybody's on the other side now. We can't set our casting distance, can we? I don't think we can. That's right one. Nope. 7. There we go.
Just Acid 78. Send you my marks 2 days.
Well, thank you. There you go. So it's the one on the right. Okay. Gotta know which one to drift from. Oh, I can. All right. All right.
Thank you, Acid.
We're going to have a friendly group shootout here. Cool. Da-da-dee-dee-dee-dum-dum. Now we got 4 minutes. See, we piddled around for 7 minutes there. So good luck, y'all. I'm going to tinkle. I'll be right back. Okay, well thank y'all for your help. Thank you, Acid. Appreciate you. That's the good thing about that 2-hour window. You know what we can do? We can check here and see where we stand at St. Croix. I'm 0th. How can you be 0th? I'm 11th. Well, like I said, there was 22, 25. So far I'm still in the top. There's Sly. See, there's a 13. 13, 13, 13, 13, 13, 13. Top 5 caught 13-pounder. Way to go, y'all. And that didn't catch a small enough one. Okay. Well, what happened, happened. And the other one was on the Fisherman, I believe. Well, anyhow. Okay, we're going to start here about 30 seconds, so good luck, everybody. Good luck, good luck. Got to write catfish song. Make up a catfish song or make up a fishing song. That ought to be fun. Of course, I wouldn't know how to write the music. Thank you, Acid. You too. Thank you very much. Hope I gave you something to shoot at when you come back and are able to get in it. Seems like a lot of competition like this, I do better the first time I ever try it than when I think I know what I'm doing. I think I know. I think I know. I think I know. Do 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 do, bop a do do do, do 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 do, do 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 do, do do do. Well, are you going to start? Or are you just going to sit there and do nothing? Do 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 do, do 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 do, do do. Do I have to leave and come back? There we go. He just had to make up his mind, didn't he? Wah, 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 wah. That sounds like Peanuts teacher. Wah, 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 wah. Or sometimes at McDonald's. You want fries with that? Wah, 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 wah. Oh, it says I finished in 11th. Cool. Da da dee doo 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 doo. See, I better do that. 40 feet. 40 feet. Dee doo doo. Do 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 do. Okay, catfish, where are you? Da da dee dee dee, da da dee dee dee, da 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 da. My kind of fishing. My kind of fishing. Da da dee dee dee, da da dee dee dee. There you go, right off the bat. 12-pounder. Ooh, glad I got a bigger rig. I didn't know they'd be that big. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do do. Do 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 do. Now float, if you'll stop, I'll know something bugging you. There you go. Yep. Don't keep on going. Stop and go the other way, or go down. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I think I need to move a little bit this way. Walk this way. Walk this way. Do 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 do. Who we got here? Who we got here? Pecure de mood. Pecure de mood. That's my best guess. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to our family-friendly stream. If I had to hazard a guess, I would guess that was French. There we go. Got a nibble. Come on. Get the money and run. 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 Da da dee 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 dum. Can't quit catch here, can I? Nope, 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 nope. But it's a start, isn't it? Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you very much. It's not 12 pounds. Who else we got here? Hold on just a second. Let me get this back out here. I got it covered up. Put my glasses on. Okay. Da, da, dee, 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 dee. We have, that looks like another French. Tomatis here. That's my best guess. Welcome to our family-friendly stream. You're welcome anytime. Thank you for the follow, too. Both of y'all. Merci beaucoup. Très bien. Hey, here's Jimmy Campbell. Oh, forgot. Supposed to switch sides. My bad. Y'all didn't remind me.
Said, hello my friends, why you got a Ukraine flag?
Because I stand with Ukraine. And I pray for peace in the Ukraine. That's it. Nothing sinister or anything about. Oops, gotta have 40 feet. That's it. I ordered some Ukraine flags to fly out in front of my house. They never came. We're talking about, they were probably made in China, Japan, or whatever. And Philippines, Thailand, or whatever. But they never came. So I canceled the order. I mean, even from China, 2 months is too long. Well, somebody knows how to catch him, don't they? 36 pounds. Way to go, Cambo. Da 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 dee dee dee. Da da dee 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 dee. That might try medium cut bait for one drift, see if it does any better. You never know. Experiment. Experiment. Wake up, little catfish, wake up. There we go. Little nibble. Wake up, little catfish, wake up, big catfish, wake up. I'm after the big one, not the little ones. Da da da, da da da. Well, we're not exactly burning the house down, are we? Burning down the house. Burning down the house. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Come on, fish. Y'all excuse me for just a minute. That language is totally inappropriate in my stream. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm glad I didn't get through. That's just wrong. Well, fish, come on. There. That's a little further than 40 feet in. Don't have the right bait. We'll see what happens. Well, it's not on the bottom. Wow, 70-something pounds. Woo-wee. Way to go. Ace 45. Way to go, Ace. Take it and go. Yeah, it's not very big, but it is what it is. Thank you very much. It is what it is, isn't it? And it's a fish. It's better than what I had before I caught it, huh? I got 14 pounds. Woo! Be still my beating heart. I can't believe that's not on the bottom, because that's not out in the channel. Well, that's the only going to let me have in it. Let's go to 45. 40, I mean. Mark it. Maybe I got the wrong bobber on there. Oh, heard a ding. Caught a fish. Woohoo! Caught a fish. That was fast. Barely heard a ding. Hey, Linux. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're having a lovely day. It's a lovely day in the neighborhood. Well, won't you be my neighbor? How'd I get to 49? 39, I mean. Didn't cast it far enough? I'm doing fine, buddy. Anytime, at my age, anytime you wake up and can see the world around you, it's a wonderful, wonderful day. It can only get better. Well, they ain't big, but I'm catching fish. That's good. Thank you all for the marks. Da da do 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 do. Da 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 dee dee dee. I must have my sound turned down too low to hear the marks. The dings real good. I didn't even scare it. I didn't even scare it to bite. The movie wasn't so hot. It didn't have much of a plot. We got so bored we fell asleep. Now we're in trouble deep. Wake up, little fishes. Wake up, little fishes. Get on my hook. Get on my hook. Hook, 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 hook. Captain Cook Hook. This guy come walking to work one day, walked in the office. He was on a crutch and had a hook for a hand, which he hadn't had the weekend before. And Buddy said, "Man, what happened?" He said, "Well, I fell down this hole, broke my leg." "Oh man, that's terrible." Well, he had a patch over one eye too. He said, "Man, I fell down this hole, broke my leg." "Oh, really?" He said, "Yeah." So what about your hand? Well, I reached up to get a hold of it. There we go. Reached up to get a hold of this thing to help me up. and it's ripped my hand off. So I had to get this hook. Well, what about the eye? I said, well, my eyes started itching. You know, I only had this hook for just a little while. Bad joke. £107. Woohoo! That's awesome. That's somebody that practices this. Well, we definitely burned down, haven't we? I don't know, 33 pounds. That's 3 fish that the other people catch. 12-8, 12-7, 12-5, 12-0, 12-0. If I try this again, I'll write down the conditions. This thing started at 6. Probably 6 sunny, 73 degrees. Let me write that down. That way I can see if I can do a little practicing. Maybe get better. Maybe get better. Are you still on here, BC? Oops. Go back to the other side. I'm on wind 10. Can I quick catch on wind 10? That was a quick catch. Soon it went down. Okay, well, I've been missing fish then. That might be why that guy's got 100-something pounds. Of course, I'm not hearing dings. Let me turn the volume up. I don't have a motorboat here that I have to not want to listen to. Thank you. Appreciate that information. Makes a difference sometimes. In the scheme of things. Because like a while ago, that bobber just going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. It's the fisherman I can't quit catch on, isn't it? Missed that one. Now let's see if that ain't better. With my tinnitus, these dings may be so low I don't hear them. They'll be a little bit louder now. I can hear him. There we go. See the difference? That makes a difference when you can hear it. Well, better late than never, huh? I'm a-learning. I'm a-learning. Da-da-dee-dee-dee. You'd think after all this time, well, that I could remember a little thing like that, but I guess not. I guess not. I guess not. I caught 2 trophies over there, didn't I? Yes, I did, I think. Yeah. Missed that one. Missed that one. Oh, come on, you silly thing. Hung up on me there. I heard you barking. Heard you barking. I gotta stop reeling when I catch, unless I got a fish on. Gotta catch it, and if I don't get it, let it float. Continue floating. Got that one. Da la la dee dee dee. Da la la dee dee dee. Da la la dee. That's how that person's catching all them fish. They quit catching. Makes a difference. In cooking and baking, it is a difference. So I've missed a lot of fish probably that I should have caught. Oh well. You live and we learn, right? Of course, but of course. Still got 3 minutes. I might catch 1 or 2 more. You never know. You never know. That didn't drift very far, did I? Next time I'll change this float to maybe put that extra heavy on there. I don't think a chubby would hold up that. Here we go. Come on. A chubby would hold up that large cut. Hey, 73 pounds. Caught a fish and went down. I was 10th, caught a fish and went down. Interesting. Need a trophy, don't I? Come on, trophy. Got 2 minutes. Come on, trophy. Trophy, 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 do you love me? Makes a difference when you can hear the ding, doesn't it? I know. That boat motor gets so loud, and that airplane down at Blue Crab, man, I just want to, just shut it down. We tried to figure out how to shoot that airplane out of the sky, but we ain't got nothing that can reach it.
Smart 1976. Said. 9 green LOL.
Well, way to go. Way to go. I'm 11th right now. And catching fish.
Smart 1976. Said. All about luck in that one.
RNG. RNG. Well, now I'm 10th. That means if I catch another, I got 55 seconds. It ain't going to happen, is it? I'm right behind you, Ace. Missed that one. Doggone it. That's the one I needed. Come on, fish. We got 29 seconds. Come on.
Smart 1976. Said. I'm off to go labor a little.
Okay. Be careful. I'll catch you next time around. Hope you can come in Friday. Ah, come on. You ain't gonna do it, are you? I missed it. I missed the one I needed. Well,
Smart 1976. Said. Smiley face. Me too.
well, that's not too bad for the first time I'm trying something. I'll probably finish in the top 50%. Didn't make much money, did I? Caught 10 of them. I caught 1, 2, 3 trophies. Excuse me. Caught 4 trophies. Okay.
Smart 1976. Said. It's a fun comp.
Yes. And not expensive. But I think my bobber is that. Wow, we got 28 people viewing. Wow, thank you. I think the bobber is the difference.
Said. Have a great day, my friend.
Same to you, Ace. What bobber do you use, Ace? See, I don't think a chubby will hold up that bait. Let's find out. Because I like a black bottom so the fish don't see it. I might could use medium cut with that bobber. We'll see here in just a second. It did. That chubby's holding up that bobber. Interesting. That's interesting. See, that would be more sensitive than that larger bobber I had on there. I can see that post on the top wiggle. Okay. That's probably what I'll use next time. Use the same rig and set up that chubby. Well, thank y'all for spending your time with me. Appreciate you very much. God bless you and your families. Take care, stay well, be safe, and remember.
Smart 1976. Said. Bye everyone.
You too, Ace.
1976. Said. Smiley face.
Smiley face. Oh, what just happened? Oh, there it is. There we go. Okay, now I got it ready to save. But anyhow, thank y'all. I appreciate you very much. Come join me Friday. We'll have a giveaway Friday. for 30 days of premium. That's what I've been giving away. And come and join in. It's free. All you have to do is type in the word in chat, exclamation point, and whatever the word is, and you're entered. And usually what I do is I go down the list and go ahead and stick everybody in. If you're in the viewing list, I'll put you in there to draw in the drawing. So, but it's more fun to type it in if you want to. So that's about it. Thanks again. Stay well, be safe. And remember, P. Practice, patience, persistence, preparedness will produce. Learn a bit, pass it on, that's the fisherman's way. So, happy trails to you till we meet again. This is your old fishing buddy, Double Talk 73, saying I'll catch you later. So, y'all come back now, you hear? Stay safe.